Welcome to the Social Chameleon Show, where it's our goal to help you learn, grow, and transform into the person you want to become. Today, you're fired. You're laid off. Now what?
What you gonna do?
Hey, listen, new skills, new world. We're not trying to fear monger or anything like that, but
maybe just a little,
just a tiny bit. But the point isn't. Point isn't just fear monger or whatever. I've been hearing a lot lately in things I listen to and I read and stuff that there's I'm sure a lot of people out there I've been seeing it too. I mean, things are changing. AI and self-driving this and automation and mechanization, all these different things are happening. And as they get more adapt and more developed and more in line with things, jobs are going to go away. The way we make money, the way things are done, the skills, the values of humans are going to change. And are you ready? Like, are you thinking about these things? Like, is your job one of these that are on the line? And a lot of jobs aren't safe. I was listening to something about radiologists. Like these guys are doctors. They're one of the jobs that are going to go away first. Because computers, AI, is better at looking at X-rays than a human is. So it's not just these low-level jobs.
Most of the things nowadays are basically algorithm based, and granted, computers can't do everything. I mean, obviously, mechanics are not going to lose their job.
Right. Yeah, plumbers, electricians, things like that. Yeah,
things like that aren't going to go away. But on the flip side, it's like, are you ready for the company that you work for to go under? It's like you work for a company that is not to me, any company that's not in a growth phase. If they're not growing, then the chances of that possibility that they could go away is I guess increases, in my opinion. It's like you can see when companies switch from growth, because now all of a sudden they stop buying new trucks, they stop buying these new things, and now they're like cutting people's hours, or management is going away. You're having a lot of meetings, just things in general. Not saying that happens for everybody, but you can kind of tell some of the signs of things that are happening just with what goes on in the company in general. But anyway, I digress.
No, those are the things you got to be thinking about. Like, is the career field you're in, or is the job you have, is it susceptible to some of these things that are coming? Is it susceptible to robots, to computers, to algorithms? Like, and if it is, what are you doing now? Well, it's not there yet. A lot of these things are just a few years away. Some people on one spectrum say it's going to be 20 years before a lot of these things happen. Some people are saying, anytime now. I'm kind of in the camp, within the next 5 to 10 years, a lot of these things, self-driving cars, a lot of AI driven things are going to be the norm.
I don't know, man. I guess we grew up with the whole Back to the Future thing. We're supposed to have flying cars by now, man. It's like 2018, dude. Like, we're supposed to be able to travel back to the future right now.
Exactly. My shoes don't lace themselves. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Yeah, dude, my skateboard doesn't hover, dude. Like, it just didn't happen.
Right. But that is as humans, we can't predict the future. If anybody tells you that, they're lying. They're full of shit. We're horrible at that. But just let's look at what's happening now. What is tangible now? What is in our faces now? I've got throughout my home personally, I Google homes everywhere. That is the new encyclopedia. I don't need to buy a 87 volume set of books. I just ask. I don't need dictionaries. I just ask. It's just like these things are they're here in our hands, are tangible. They can do things for us. I ask Google to do something. It does a whole set of tasks. It turns on lights for me. It turns this thing. It turns my temperature down. It does so many things for me. These are the things that are happening now. I'm not talking about, these things, but I mean, self-driving cars, they're happening now here in Phoenix. There's a lot of self-driving test programs. Cars are driving themselves around, no driver in the driving seat. That's real. You know what I'm saying? You can jump in now, Uber programs and Waymo and whatever it is, these different companies, they have completely driverless cars. It's a real thing. It's happening,
if you have a Tesla, Teslas can drive you.
Right. You need to physically sit there, but for all intents and purposes, they're set up from the factory to drive themselves. The goal is you plug in your destination, the car does it all. You know, that the car you have, if you own a Tesla now, anywhere of a new Tesla, that capability is already in your car. It's just not, whether it's legally there or the testing isn't quite good enough yet, but the capability is there. So these things are real, you know?
Yeah. You know, we just want to prevent Skynet from taking over the world.
That's right. I don't subscribe to none of that. I keep my foil hat small, but I'm looking around and I'm seeing what's happening now. What is here now? You know, there's so many things that are automated, that are AI driven, are whatever, technology driven. And it's like, are you ready for that? Have you stopped learning once you graduated college? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you out there looking for new skills? Are you becoming a dual threat in your job? Like, to say you are one of these truck drivers, that's like the common thing. Everybody's like, oh, 7 million truck drivers are going to go out of business. Like, first of all, that's going to be sometime down the future. But secondly, if you are a young truck driver, like, what are you doing about that? Like, you love that. That's something you've always wanted to do. It's like, okay, are you on the weekends or on your off days? Are you studying like electrical stuff? Are you working on coding? Like, are you working on your mechanic skills? Like,
you're looking on robots, developing algorithms to help robots make decisions in driving, or, you know, now you're going to start looking at, okay, once the trucks drive themselves, they're still going to need people to unload them until they get robots to do that. Like, I mean, like, this show is just about awareness. I know we're driving a little fear-monger episode here, but at the same time, this show is about awareness. The show is about helping you grow and transform and become something. And like, yes, we want to push you into getting a different mindset, as in the job that you're in right now. It may not last you for the next 10, 20, 30 years. It may not even last you for the next 2 hours. I mean, sorry if that's actually happening to you, but you know, these things happen, and it's always easier to prepare for a rainy day when it's sunny. You know what I mean? Exactly. You can go out and the sun is out. You can go buy an umbrella. You can go buy a coat. You know what I mean? You can go get those little booties that we all used to love when we were kids, those little rain boots. And I love those things. You know, but you can go to the store. But once it's raining, it's like, damn, now I got to go to the store. I'm going to be soaking wet because I don't have this stuff. Like, you know, put some time into that. Or like Tyson's saying, maybe you can double down on the job. If you love the job now, do those things that are going to make you a better worker or more valuable asset to the company that you work for. You know, something as simple as learning a new language. You know, something as simple as that. Like, where are our top customers coming from? They're coming from Japan. Well, maybe I should start learning Japanese.
Now guess what? You know, hey, guys here at Company X, times are tough. Things are good. Like, we got this new software, got these new programs. We don't need a lot of you. All you guys that don't speak 2 languages, I'm sorry, you got to go. You're no valuable to us anymore. And guess what you did? You went and learned Japanese. You went and learned Spanish. You went and learned Chinese, Mandarin, whatever it is. Like, now guess what? Like, hey, we need to keep a few guys around. Like, you are a valuable asset. Not only are you a CPA, an attorney, whatever it is you're doing. Guess what? Now you speak 2 languages. Now guess what? You are more valuable than all the rest of the guys that's in your office that don't do those things, didn't take the time to continuously learn and educate themselves. And you're kind of hedging yourself against getting laid off, or having this multifaceted, this, you know, dual threat, triple threat skill set that, you know, there's not a lot of, you know, attorneys, let's just call it, or CPA, whatever, that speak 2 languages, that also do this and also do that. Like, you are one of a very few amount of people that do all of them.
I heard you say this double threat, triple threat. I mean, maybe you can explain to some of the viewers out there, like, what do you mean, I guess, by that verbatim?
Right. So, so let's just say you not only are you, you know, let's call it, you say you're a personal injury attorney. Let's just call it that. Okay. So that's one skill set. You are good at that. You maybe even have mastered that area. That's just one. You're just one threat. You're one dimensional, just one type of thing. But guess what? I went out on the weekends and I took some free classes, or maybe I paid for some stuff. Now I speak Spanish. You know, now boom, now I got 2 things. Now I can practice law in English and in Spanish. And guess what? I mastered the Spanish language. Guess what? Now I'm going to go out and I'm going to study this other facet of injury. Maybe you can even niche down or get another language or whatever it is that now, you know what? Now I'm going to train other attorneys to do these things in different languages. Now, boom, now you got 4 things that you're good at. And guess
Right.
what? How many injury attorneys that speak Spanish that also train other attorneys? How many are those people out there? There's probably not very many. So now you're a triple threat, quad threat, whatever it is. Your skills are more valuable. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you used to be an engineer. Now you're an attorney. Now you understand this. Like, there's not many engineers that are now injury attorneys that also speak Spanish and English. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
And for those of you who are engineers and you're also attorneys, you can now become patent attorneys.
Well, now look at you. How many of those guys are out there? You see how valuable your skill set is? You're gonna have more longevity in your career. You're gonna have more versatility with it, is either what you're doing on your own, whether it's in a company. It's like, listen, we got to lay off 10 guys. Who are we going to lay off? Not him. He does 5 things well. He is not on the chopping block. You know?
Yeah. And I guess because we're speaking to a lot of different audiences out there, this can also go for people out there who are entrepreneurs, right? Mm-hmm. If you're out there running your own business and you get 90% of your business from Facebook, man, like if Facebook goes away tomorrow, or they change their algorithm, or it all of a sudden gets pricier to use Facebook, like you might need a backup skill. You know what I mean? Like, where is Instagram going, or what's happening with Snapchat, or is Twitter making a comeback? Like, you have to learn different platforms, get out there and kind of at least test the waters, flirt with these platforms to see, you know what I mean? Like, have a contingency plan. If Facebook goes away for your advertising, what's the next thing that's going to take lead? And, how good are you at learning that? I don't know.
Yeah. And with that too, if you're building your business on somebody else's property, you've got to be mindful that at any moment in time, they can change the rules and you're gone. They can evict you at any moment. So make sure you're also building yourself, your business in your own properties, whether it's on your own website, whether it's on your own things that you control 100%. Nobody has control over that. Nobody can tell you, hey, Tyson, guess what? You're no longer allowed on Instagram anymore. And everything dries up. You've already been spending the time driving people from these other platforms to your property, to your house where you live and you own the land. You got to remember that. Keep that in mind. I know stories of a lot of people that make millions of dollars on Facebook, and they've said, like, I'm scared. I don't know when the day's going to come that it's going to just stop. And a lot of people, it has, Google will make an algorithm change, and guess what? You don't show up in search anymore. That a lot of people, that's 50, 80% of their profits come from that. You don't have any control over that. So you've got to maintain things that are within your control. You can control the property. You can control the people that are there, the access you have to them, and all these different kind of things.
Yeah. And it's just, if one thing you can get from this episode is just add on something else to your business. Like, I understand you're doing what works. I get it. You should double down on what works. But at the same time, you've got to put that 20% into trying new technology or trying something new, like being like, okay, this is working 80% of the time. Let's take this extra that we have and try something new. See if we can generate more leads. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And just kind of keep in touch with your contacts, build your network. Those are the kinds of things that we're talking about on the show. It's like, spend some extra time, do the extra things, go the extra mile. I guess, because I come from 2 different sides, I've worked in the entrepreneur side, and you know what I mean? Like, as in the entrepreneur side, like going out, getting education, learning other skills is so important. And on the flip side, when I work my healthcare job, like there are so many things in healthcare that you could do to make yourself a better employee. One of them is start cross-training for other areas, and some people say, oh, well, that's just going to allow me to do, the boss is just going to use me for 2 jobs. Like, that's what you kind of want.
Good. Those are good problems.
The other thing is, what I mean? In the event that you get fired, or, the company that you work for doesn't exist anymore, now when you go out looking for new jobs, you can be like, hey, look, I was cross-trained in this area. I'm cross-trained in this area. I'm cross-trained in different areas. Mm-hmm. So you can be more valuable when you go to other companies. The other thing too is about increasing your education. I'm again, this audience stretches bigger than just entrepreneurs. It's people who are also working, but there are a lot of people who have 2-year degrees that are stuck because the company that they work for now is like, oh, they grandfathered you in, and because you have a 2-year degree, you can still work here. Mm-hmm. But if you want to go outside of that and go somewhere else, it's like you need a 4-year degree. Like, start working on that 4-year degree. Just take 1 or 2 classes like a semester. Like, it's not going to kill you to take an extra class. Just go online, read some stuff, and turn some homework and take a few tests. Like, I mean, these are all things that you can do now while the time's good versus you get fired tomorrow and it's like, oh, now I got to go back to school for 2 more years. I don't know about all that.
Yeah, it's tough.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's tough. It's easy to think and to do things when life is going well, when our basic needs are met, when we have shelter, we have clothes, we have food. That's when you can start to think of other things and other problems and other areas of improvement. Now, if something that you're struggling with, I get it. Like, let's start working on that. Let's start building that security and so that you're not struggling, you're not worried about, so you can start to think outside of that. Like, get these basic needs met, get that settled down, and then start going, okay, what's next? Like, life is calm in a sense now. I can start to think about my future. I can start to think about leveling up. I can start to think about increasing my income, maybe starting a micro business or a side hustle. Like, when your basic needs are met, you can start to think about these things. But until then, it's hard. And then the same goes, on the converse of that. If life is good now and you're just going to rest and chill and on your laurels, and tomorrow you walk in and the doors are clocked, you're going to start to panic and you're not going to know what to do. And it's going to be hard to think in that scenario too. Like, shit, I needed to get paid next Friday. Like, I got these bills that I don't have money for. The hell am I going to do? Try to think about that. Like, try to scramble in that feeling. Like, I don't have money to do X. I can't eat after this week's paycheck is gone. Like, try to think now. You're going to run to the unemployment office. You're going to be scrambling. You're going to be so stressed out. Like, you've got to prepare now for these scenarios. Like, I don't want it to be a fear-mongering thing, but I want you guys to think about things like, just be prepared. What's your contingency? What are you doing every week, every weekend?
Yeah, it's like, what if something happens? I mean, don't go down the rabbit hole, but just be like, stay on the positive side. If something happens tomorrow, it's like, oh, well, I know a friend, who works for this and I can get a job there. Like, just having something like that, as simple as that. I mean, that doesn't take care of all your problems, but that stops the bleeding,
Yeah, keeping your resume up to date and stuff like that. It's easily just pop it out.
Those kinds of things are simple to do. Like, keep your resume up to date. Like, you should almost always have a resume on hand ready to fly out if somebody asks you tomorrow, hey, we got an opening, like, that's like double your salary. It's a little bit different work though. You want it? They'd be like, yeah, just fly the resume out. Like, stuff like that happens all the time.
It does. I've had that happen to me personally several times. I've gone to do work for another company and they're like, you are amazing. Like, could you work here? And it's like, oh, can you shoot his resume? Oh shit, I'm not ready for that. Like, I don't know about if I want to move companies. Like, but when you're thinking about these things, you're thinking about that long term. What's next? What's the climate like out there? What's happening in my industry? What's happening in my area of expertise? Like, and the things that are gonna start to become commodities or like, that personal touch, that human to human connection, that these artisanal things that are kind of cool and popular now, they're going to become even more so later.
Artisanal,
right? But so these things are going to become more valuable, more sought after when everything's being 3D printed and everything is just popping out of factories so quickly. The handmade, the human element, the human connection. If you're working on that now, if you're working on your communication, if you're working on your writing skills, if you're working on your maybe you love doing little things on the side and you like painting on rice grains, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? You like whittling things out of wood, whatever it is, like those are going to become very valuable skills. And you're going to be able to say, hey, listen, I've been doing this for 10 years now. I've been working on this on weekends. I had a good time. I think I can make a little bit of money off of this now. And I'm not worried about losing my job.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you never know. Like that Generation Freedom video that we did the review on, like the guy just started making tables and then like next thing you know, he's a furniture manufacturer. Right? It's crazy.
Yeah. Life is completely different.
Yeah. And then like a friend of mine knows this guy who he takes the railway pins that they used to pin down the railroad. Yeah. Like he'll take those railway pins and he like makes knives out of them. Like,
oh, that's super cool.
He's a blacksmith, dude. Like I was like, dude, I never heard. I was like, I was like, your friend's a blacksmith? No fucking way. Like, those don't exist anymore.
I'm hanging with that guy.
It's just like, winter's coming, bro. Like, not just joking.
But I've even seen the 50 caliber bullet shells. The guys make bottle openers out of that.
Yeah, it's just like little niche custom things that people you never would think would pay for. And it's like, oh, dude, like all of a sudden they, so just this thing is just about possibilities.
Yes.
Open your mind to possibilities and get out there so that when the rain comes, like you have new things, you have, new life force coming into you, or, your well's not going to run dry, or, whatever. Your purse won't be emptied so quickly. I mean, whatever you want to call it. Like,
right.
We're just getting there. So I don't know. I guess let's jump off the fear monger train here. And
that's the way this came off.
I'm just saying, like, let's get to some of the positive skills. Like, what are we going to give? We have a list of. Where did you get this list from of like skills that are?
Yeah, so Coursera Global it's called the Coursera Global Skills Index. Coursera is a course. They have a bunch of courses in there. I signed up for the learning how to think. And then so now I got an email from them about, hey, these are the trending skills right now that they're seeing from their Global Skills Index. I will link to the article. There's great things, not only for what's happening here in America, but there's opportunities in other countries, different regions. Like, if you ever thought of maybe moving out of this country or working somewhere, maybe tropical or maybe an Asian thing, there's a lot of things that is in demand there. Maybe you're just, I hate to say this. I don't mean to diminish what you're doing or your skill level, but maybe here in America, you're just a good average guy. You got average skill set, but in these other countries, you are the man. Like, we need more of you. Like, can you come here and can you train our workforce? And it's like, whoa, guess what? Now you've got this amazing opportunity you never thought of. You can go live in Argentina, let's just call it. And guess what? You're the head trainer for now of Argentina X, and now you're making, let's call it, six figures there, and that could be $500,000 in American money, in American value. You know what I'm saying? You have this amazing life now in this new country. And nothing really has changed, but your outlook on the possibilities in this world. We live in a global world now. There's so many things out there, and these are opportunities for you. Maybe it's not here in America. Maybe you've always dreamt of going somewhere else. Hey, guess what? Now's the time to start looking at that. Get your passport ready. Get your shit in order.
Yeah, a couple of friends of ours too, right? Like, the English language is the number one language in the world.
Yes, my sister got paid for 2 years to teach English in Japan.
In Japan, yeah. Like, lived in Japan, like, got paid to be there. Yep. Like, amazing. Just for something you do on an everyday basis. Like, you spoke English your entire life.
Yeah. And that was her qualification. Like, you speak English? Yes, check. Okay, you're good.
Teach. She
wasn't an English teacher. She didn't major in English. Like, she's got degrees in business and marketing. So nothing to do with English. Yeah. You went to college? Check. You speak English? Check. When do you want to start?
Exactly.
And they paid for her to fly down. They set her up with an apartment. I mean, there's so amazing opportunity, and she got paid well.
Exactly.
But these are things out there. I'll link to this thing. See what's out there. See what's it. Maybe your dream job, you're not doing it now, but it's available somewhere else. Maybe it's in a different state. Maybe it's in a different country. Maybe whatever. We can work remotely now. We can work over video. There's so many things out there. Like, if you were looking for something and you want to change careers, or you want to change things up, or that dream you've always had, you haven't quite done it yet, maybe this is a time now to go after that. See what's out there. These are the trending skills right now, according to this thing. Python programming.
Python.
So that's a programming language. I'm not 100% familiar with it. I don't know what that is, but retrieving and processing data, scraping web data, retrieving data from APIs, and data visualization. And then big data, Spark, how to hoop with map reduce, processing using Splunk. I don't know any of these things. If you do, these are trending skills. Leadership. This is what I was talking about earlier, right? Leadership, this person-to-person thing. Like, if you want to know about leadership, go listen to Jocko. He's built a career off of this. He's built this empire off of leadership.
Yeah, he goes into companies and he teaches, the management, all the way from top management to middle management to the bottom leaders. Like, teaches them how to lead. It's crazy.
And he's giving these veterans that are coming back from their either tours of duties or their service in the military. He's giving them opportunities. Like, you are a leader. You know what leadership is about. You've been to battle. You've been to war. You're going to come back to America and we're going to put you to work. You're not going to be stuck in limbo. Like, look at this opportunity that's been created. You know, Microsoft Excel. Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that's huge. It's so amazing. Like, Microsoft Excel, like, this is created like back in the day.
Yeah, this is what, the 90s they made this?
This is a trending global skill. Data management on Microsoft Excel, spreadsheet design, for how to do functions and formulas. Like this is like stuff that you could easily, I think I paid $60 to go to a Microsoft Excel class. Like, the best $60 I've ever spent. Teach you everything you need to know about Excel and like do creative things with it. Like, it's crazy.
And you know what you can do too is you can build these template documents and sell them.
Mm-hmm.
People pay all day because guess what? They don't want to learn that skill. Guess what you did?
And you're saving them time.
Time,
giving them
money, boom,
you know?
Pre-built templates. Like, that skill made me a rock star in the Army.
Yeah.
Being able to manipulate that stuff and run those things, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. I don't even know how I learned it. I just fucked around with it and broke things and figured it out, read books, and I became an invaluable employee. I became this huge skill. I trained people. I made templates. I did so many things. And it's like, you don't want to let me go. You don't want to, like, we need you around. I don't know how to do this. So this is a simple thing. Like, some things like the Microsoft Excel, I bet you a lot of us have overlooked that. Like, yeah, I can do Excel. Like, I rock Excel. Really?
Yeah,
shit,
like,
please.
Do you know formulas? Do you know how to hyperlink formulas to different pages?
Mm-hmm.
You know, how many formulas do you know?
Right.
You know what I mean? And do you know how to design the spreadsheet properly so that it looks pleasing, the anesthetic to the eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how to design the spreadsheet properly so that it prints properly?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because that's the thing. Excel's got all the data, but anyway, talking too much about Excel. I love the program. Sorry,
I get excited about it too. It's so simple.
But even the next thing on the list, analytics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, business intelligence consulting, even data-driven decision making. We talk about this, algorithms. You know how to make algorithms, dude? Like, you got a lot of stuff. Data visualizations and presentation. I think the only thing I comes to my mind is stuff like Visio.
Right.
Things like Visio and, like, you know, can create these algorithms on paper so that people can read them.
But not even that. It's parsing that data and getting a human touch into that. You know, so the computers do a good job at this mindless work. But they need humans to look at this and say, what are we seeing here? What is this trend? Where is the opportunity here? Where's the blue ocean? You know, where are the fish not swimming right now? You know, Blue Ocean and Blue Ocean Strategy are great books. They're very, very good. But
Happy Earth Day, by the way. It's passed a long time ago, but happy Earth Day.
But But writing, we're talking about this earlier. Writing, this is a skill I suck at. But you know what I've been doing? I've been hedging myself against it. I've been learning stuff. I read a book on not copyright, copy editing. Yeah, I learned so much stuff. Like, and it's like that I never knew. I invest in things to help me communicate better, help me write better. Like, I learned so many things. Like, you put commas there. I don't know that, you know, like, for whatever reason, I didn't learn it. I don't remember it.
But even any part of this, even like in the healthcare field, it's like, you know, everything nowadays is about document. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to be able to, like, just me the other day, I got a ticket for making a illegal left-hand turn. So, like, I was like, there was no sign there. So, like, I took pictures, and now you have to physically write out what you see, right? Learning how to describe what you see, describing what's in the picture, describing it for your audience, right? Who's the judge now, and you have to explain it to them in a way that makes sense, like just something like that. And even in the healthcare field, you have to document it. At such and such time, patient did X, Y, Z. This is what I did, A, B, C, and then this is the result. Like, this is just things about clear, crisp communication. And, you know, writing is one of those things that, you know, helps you in everything you do. It helps your speech, right? It helps your listening ability to help, be effective communicator. It does so many things for you.
Yeah. And then go leading into the next skill, decision making. That is a trending skill, decision making. Imagine that you become this decisive decision maker. You can go through and you can analyze things. You have all this experience, like what do we need to do? Who can we talk to right now? Well, we're at odds. I don't know what's going on. We got all this information. We need somebody to come in here and we need somebody to help us think. Let's see it. Go. This is it. X. Do it now. Go. Guess what? Maybe you're consulting. Maybe you're getting paid big bucks for this stuff. Because you can make decisions quickly and effectively. Marketing strategy is another one here. These are the things, helping companies get their message out there, helping companies and people get their products and services out there. These are things that are happening. Preparing financial statements. Here we go. Ties hand to hand. You can rock Excel. Maybe you can start selling these things to people that are looking for these skills.
Or you can look at, or at least review financial statements, right? And this goes from everything. Like it's talking about marketing strategy again, and people management. We talked about that, but we're also talking about operation analysis. It's like, you can look at your own financial statement, but can you look at the financial statement of the entire hospital and go break it down by department and see, okay, which department is spending the most money? Where can we save? Like those kinds of things, as far as financial statements go, the bigger picture kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know people that get paid on a percentage of savings. Like they're going to say that I'm going to review your books, and I get 50% of everything I find. I know guys that do that, and people willingly pay. Like, wait, you just found us $500,000? Like, sounds good. We'll split it 2 ways. Like, we didn't have that money. We didn't have $250,000 yesterday. But these things happen. People do it. People go and they go back through people's tax returns and they go through things like, we know of things. We are masters in this area. We study this very deeply. Yeah. We know we can get in there. We can save you 20% on all your past returns. I know a guy, he spent $40,000 getting his company's past year's things done. He got back $500,000. He overpaid the government for his business. Like that is, you just got paid $40K for that skill. How likely are you going to be in demand now for these things? Computers aren't replacing you anytime soon. And if anything, you're using that computer to your advantage, and you're using your communication skills, your writing skills, your personal skills to convey the messages the computers are giving you. And then the last thing here is deep learning. They have these, I'm sure people, you guys have heard of these think tanks where people sit around, think of ideas, and they come up with things. They try to solve big world problems. They have neural network optimization. So the neural network is, like the computers are things that they talk to and the information they have. How can we optimize this? How can we, they have this thing here too, error analytics. Where are the things malfunctions? Like, sometimes sitting around and deep thinking. I know I have friends that they like to sit in quiet and they like to deep think, and they like to write their ideas out, and they just spend a lot of time in deep thought. This is now a trending skill.
Yeah. It's just like, so, hopefully this episode has brought some light and brought a little bit of fear, just a little bit.
But I want hope. I want to inspire hope that don't get bogged down by the news. Don't get bogged down by this bullshit, the robots. Get ahead of it. Get out in front of it. Now is the time. It's not quite here yet, but you see it. We're all using these things. We're talking to our phones. We're talking to little machines sitting on our table. They're the size of a hockey puck.
Yeah. All right.
And if you're looking for more things to maybe improve your life, check out this month's giveaway. Every month we have a giveaway of either a product or service, maybe some books and different things that we found that helped us in our lives, or as helping us grow our 1%, whether it's our 1% every month, our 1% every week, or our 1% daily growth. You know what I'm saying? That's our goal here. Is we always want to be getting 1% better, whether it's every week, day, or month. And we want to share these things with you guys to help you guys improve your life, add value to your life, maybe even aid in making your life easier, more efficient, more effective. These are the things we're doing. If you're interested in seeing what we got going on, head over to thesocialchameleon.show/pick me. enter this month's giveaway. And then, if you guys know some things out there that you want us to test out or try, or things that you think we should get on it, or your company, let us know. We'd love to check it out. We'd love to pass it on and share it with you guys as well. I'm going to link to some resources for you guys. I know I can hear it now in my head and out there. Yeah, that's great, guys, but I ain't got money for that. I ain't got time for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm from this economical whatever. Like, fuck you. You're full of shit. Like, that's bullshit. Go to the damn library. They're free. You don't have internet at home. You don't have a computer at home. Go to the library. Get a library card. It's free. If it's not in your area, figure out how to get one. Get into the library. There's books. You can rent audiobooks. You can rent all kind of things for free. Sometimes they're $1, whatever it is you got to do. There's tons of books. Get on the computer, get on the internet. There's so many free sites. I'm going to link to a bunch of free sites, you guys, to help with looking at skills, getting skills. Universities have free things for you guys. They have inexpensive things, community colleges. There's a tech school out there, whatever it is. Somebody was telling me the other day, like, Tyson, yeah, that's great, but you're white. It's easier for you. It's like, no, that's bullshit. I have access to the same information you do. I have access to the same things you do. And I have access to the same privileges you do. We all can go to the library. It's free. It has nothing to do with the color of my skin or any of that bullshit. That's your limiting beliefs. That's a story you're telling yourself. Stop it. It's full of shit. In this day and age we live in, it's bullshit. I don't care where you live. You got to walk, get on a goddamn bus. I don't care. If you want a better life, that's a bullshit excuse. There's nothing stopping you. There's so many things out there. You want to go to college, you want to go to university. There's so many programs. There's so many things out there. There's scholarships and grants that go unused every year.
Free money.
All the time. It's bullshit. Stop using that as an excuse. Stop limiting yourself. These are your stories. You're believing them. I don't believe it. I know there's more out there. I know there's more for you.
I don't believe it either, man. And if you're trying to convince me, you're not going to convince me. You may convince yourself that that's the reason why you're not successful or you're not, but you don't convince me. I challenge you to change that belief. I challenge you to put your mind for a different purpose and focus on how you can accomplish it and not why you can't.
Exactly. And then that leads on to this week's challenge. Look at your career landscape. What changes are coming? Is it AI? Is it automation? Mechanization? Is it downsizing? Are you ready for the next evolution? What skills can you acquire now? What can you perfect now? Can you achieve mastery now? Get ready. When the times are good, when there's no stress about where your next paycheck is coming from, show your company, I'm multifaceted. I'm flexible. I can adapt and change to any environment. That's your challenge for this week. Figure that out and go do it.
Nice. And final thoughts for this week is that nothing lasts forever. Things like adaptability, flexibility, commitment to better yourself can help you through the winds of change. When would now be a good time to be prepared?
Right now. And if you've got friends, colleagues, family members that are talking about this, maybe they're a little scared, maybe they're worried, share this with them. And those that aren't, share this with them too, because they need to be prepared. They need to be thinking about these things, whether it's thinking about their long-term, maybe life insurance, maybe retirement, maybe whatever. We got to be starting to think about these things. The best way to support the show is to share it, is to like it, leave a review, let us know what's going on, let us know your thoughts, let us know there's something we can help you with, let us know something you want us to talk about on the show here. In between shows, you guys can connect with us on at the Facebook show, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can subscribe on YouTube, your favorite podcast app. For past episodes and links to everything we've talked about here today, you can head over to thesocialchameleon.show. And until next time, up your skills, up your game, keep learning, keep growing, and transforming into the person you want to become.